Abe, have you ever been banned on Twitch?
No, I've never been banned on Twitch.
Was that your only time, Will?
I don't even think I've ever gotten a warning.
No, I've got banned a few times.
Oh, okay. You don't have to share. Well, haven't you? You've gotten banned because you've like watched stuff that you weren't like.
Yeah, I got banned one time for this was really strange. I watched a Samurai Jack trailer and I paused on it for too long because I was talking about contrast in a frame when I was doing a film class. And there's an episode where Samurai Jack dresses in all white and fights a ninja in all black. But I wasn't actually watching the show. I was just watching a trailer. But apparently they had some kind of auto screening process where if you had watched X number of their minutes of their content, it just auto sent a form that, got mad at you or whatever. So I got clapped for that. And basically a few others like those, but a little bit more egregious. That was the one that I shouldn't have been banned for. I think I've been banned 4 times.
By the way, for Samurai Jack. What did you think of, what is it technically the second season, the one they did all those years later? What did you think of it, honestly?
The story on that is so incredible, right? Like Samurai Jack, if you looked at the show page, it was never canceled. And so the legend among fans was like, well, we're going to get another season one day. We're going to get it. And it was kind of like almost a meme. And then they announced like, oh yeah, we're going to finish this story. And I think a lot of the fans weren't ready for how dark the end of Samurai Jack would be. But it's one of those rare intellectual properties where like the age of the show was appropriate and grew in like to the age of the audience. Like it was interesting to have this adult take on Samurai Jack and to finish this story and kind of give this moment of like, did you really get what you wanted? Like, did you get all you wished for Samurai Jack? Because I don't want to give anything away, but Samurai Jack has to make a fantastic sacrifice at the end of the show. And it was fantastic. I think it's one of the best final seasons of a show ever.
Dude, I actually saw that on TikTok. I saw like almost all of it on TikTok, and I was like, I was genuinely like, wait, is this like actually like real? Because this is fucking like incredible. Like, but like I don't remember this from my childhood.
Yeah,
well, it was because like originally, I remember watching it as a kid, and to me, and I didn't know this at the time. Like even looking back on it, you can look back on the original Samurai Jack, and be like, oh, this is really well done. But like as a kid, you're like, dope fight scenes. Samurai blows up all these robots. Really cool. Each episode he fights these new and it was kind of surface level. And then you're right, like in that final season, they just added in things that just would not have been in a kid's show because they were like, hey, the audience has now grown up 15 years from watching this.
Yeah. Well, by the way, if you like Samurai Jack, I don't want to get too far into the weeds with this. Have you watched any of Gendry Tartakovsky's other stuff?
No.
Okay. Do yourself a favor and go watch Primal. Primal was the show that he made right before they finished Samurai Jack. And it's a 2-season non-verbal story about a caveman. And it's maybe the best cartoon of all time. Insane.
I'll check that out. It is interesting. There's like the other cartoon. I started watching some of the Gundam series again.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what was crazy? I remember I was like, there's like a few kind of animes.
Would you watch Gundam Wing?
Yeah, Gundam Wing was dude. It is crazy to me that Gundam Wing was on Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
The themes in that, it's literally like a theme of like, bro, there's like they talk about like suicide bombing all the time.
Well, Gundam was always like the nerdy, like geopolitical show. You know what I mean? Like the mobile suits were just kind of a vehicle to talk about interesting geopolitical politics. And like, they really get into that as opposed to like like a Megazord where it's like, this is a giant robot that fights monsters.
Right. And it's like, they don't really like, as a kid, I never fully understood what it meant that Project Meteor and Gundam, this isn't even by the way, not even a spoiler because it's literally announced like in the very first episode that Project Meteor, for some reason I was like, yeah, Project Meteor, let's send the Gundams to Earth. And I was like, no. Project Meteor is let's drop a space colony on Earth that will like cause the Earth to be uninhabitable, and then use the Gundams to then control Earth after we'd fucked everything. I was like, holy shit, that was a kid's show? Like,
yeah, well, I mean, so this is really interesting, but I think that timeline of Cartoon Network and early Adult Swim and Toonami was really interesting because I think the United States had a view of cartoons where it was like, this is exclusively for children. There is no such thing as an adult cartoon. Where Japan didn't really have that sensibility at all. And Cartoon Network bought these 10-year-old, animes very inexpensively. And we're like, let's see if there's an audience for these in America beyond, people going and buying DVDs and VHSs at like a Sam Goody because they're weebs, giga weebs. So this was like a lot of, people's first experience with anime or cartoons. Oh, my camera died. Ultimately, I think a lot of those moments were like so interesting because I remember I watched Cowboy Bebop for the first time at like 10 years old. And it was like, what the fuck? Hey, full story, full circle moment though. That's really interesting is I was so influenced by those anime and cartoons that is, part of what took me into the performance world. And 5 days ago, I had my very first voice acting cartoon premiere on Adult Swim.
Congratulations on that. Which
yeah,
is sick.
yeah.
I haven't gotten to watch yet.
Oh, hey, watch at your leisure. But that was definitely a full circle moment for me where I was like, damn, like that's another bucket list item right there. And it was really cool to go watch it. I watched it at a place called El Cid in Silver Lake. They had a premiere party and I was like, holy shit. I was there with Blake Anderson from, Workaholics. And
yeah,
it was definitely a surreal moment.
I still had other questions to go through. Will, beyond, it's kind of, sorry, that's just kind of crazy for you. Cause I remember when you tweeted out that you were in that and I was like, what the fuck? Like Will's on Cartoon Network. Like,
yeah.
This was for you. So, for Abe, I was going to ask you like, what's next for you in the Rust world? Like, I mean, obviously you don't have, if it's, you don't want to leak it, you don't have to leak it. But if you have any teasers or stuff, like what do you want to do next with Rust? Do you want to do more? Do you want to go down the path of more role play? Do you want to keep it this PvP and role play mix? Like, what do you think is like the future for? Because I feel like your servers are synonymous with role play.
Yeah, I mean, so if there are any like Rust enjoyers in like in chat or watching this video or wherever it goes up.
Oh wait, pause, Abe. Yep. Thank you so much because I'm supposed to shout. Wherever it goes up, Abe, that's right, on all podcasting platforms. We are actually a legitimate podcast, just like Fear and, but not nearly as big. But we actually literally are on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, all the regular podcasting channels. Thank you guys so much. Okay, continue, Abe. Sorry.
Yeah, so what I was gonna say is like if you've consumed any Rust content like on like YouTube, like all of the best Rust content, like hands down, are content that has like a storyline behind it. And I feel like the thing that we've been kind of like gearing towards on our servers is that like most of the PvP, yeah, there's PvP. It's pretty good PvP, I would say, for Rust. But there's like a storyline behind it. There's like a plot behind it. There's like a reason behind it. Especially like on this past server, most of the PvP had some sort of reason for the PvP to happen. And because I think like most of the best Rust content on like YouTube are storyline driven PvP, I think that's the direction that I definitely want to like go down. Like I think this past server was like a very good stepping stone for the potential that we have with combining RP and PvP in the future.